Trick or treat? Just kidding, it's me, Thought Slime. Hello, ghosts, ghouls, and goblins. I thought I'd take today to make a BooTube video. After all, what other DreadTuber is going to stalk about Halloween? Halloween has always been something I scare a lot about. So I thought I'd take a stab at a skeleton-formative and enter-spraining video essayance. Video essayance? What? Oh, sorry, I set my teleprompter to Crypt Keeper again. What I was trying to say is that I wanted to make a video about how they're trying to take Halloween away. They're trying to trick us without treating us. Because I wanted to make a different video than this. I thought I'd do a satirical culture warrior type of character that talked about a war on Halloween to make fun of the very silly war on Christmas narrative that pops up every year. That'd be fun, right? Just goofing around, making jokes about ghouls, both graveyard and conservative. But you can't make parody anymore. Nothing is too ridiculous for culture war pumpkin nuts to sincerely believe. Everyone's so hopped up on nonsense, like a child who's had too much sugary candy. They'll just say and believe anything. By the way, speaking of sugary candy, no real effect on hyperactivity. That's a myth in a placebo, and if you think it's real, you got tricked. They tricked you with that one. But I hate to break it to everybody, but the wokes, they're out there, get this. They want to cancel culture Halloween. Critical race theory vaccine passport stop the steal.
Seattle Elementary School is canceling its holiday activities because they've decided Halloween, you ready, marginalizes black students. So say goodbye to the costumes, the pumpkins, and the candy. These things aren't inclusive enough.
Well, you have these school administrators going on their own Halloween witch hunt, blaming Halloween instead of themselves
Very good.
for why black kids are doing poorly in schools. And at the end of the day, this is just another white privilege actually in the schools.
Welcome to a post-mockery world. How do you make fun of this? How can you? So instead, I'd like to make this video somehow even more trivial than I had originally planned to. I'd like to complain about a problem that truly demonstrates how ridiculously privileged I am to even care. How come stores are putting up Christmas stuff before Halloween's over? Why are they doing that? Christmas isn't as good. The Christmas creep has been a big problem for decades now. It used to be that we all agreed that no matter what, you don't do Christmas shit before December. Why would you? It's not Christmas time yet. December is the month that Christmas happens in. Towards the end, no less. Christmas gets an entire month. It does not need more. But then, Black Friday became a marketing thing instead of a term about how shitty it is to work retail in America. Companies were like, hey, everybody noticed that this day sucks for our employees because we make so much money. What if we leaned into that and had a bunch of sales that day to make shit even worse for them? And everybody was like, yeah, that sounds good. It's a good time to buy Christmas presents too, so win-win, except for the employees. And that became the unofficial start to the Christmas season. Fine. Not ideal, but at least it's motivated by something that made sense. In America, anyway. Canada shouldn't even have a Black Friday. We don't have Thanksgiving in November, we have it in October, so the whole thing is nonsense. Once that seal was broken, there was no putting the genie back in the bottle because all of the metaphors got mixed up. The Christmas creep could no longer be confined to 1 month. And so why not make it even earlier in November? Why not start Christmas stuff the day after Halloween? Or here's a dark, grim thought. How about the week before Halloween? We could ruin the entire ambience of Halloween to get an early start on the most profitable time of year. Some among you no doubt are rankled that I'm using the word Christmas rather than the more inclusive holiday. This is deliberate on my part, because this aggressive commercialization isn't a holiday phenomenon, it's a Christmas one. The ways that other holidays close to Christmas on the calendar have been commercialized are an attempt to apply a Christmas model to them. Sure, it's inclusive to wish people a happy or merry holiday of their particular ethno-religious background, or just a general happy holidays, just so you don't have to ask. But to pretend like all of these holidays share the blame for the rampant commercialization of the season equally? just not honest. You don't hear a lot of radio ads counting down the days until the first day of Hanukkah, or Kwanzaa, or Ramadan, which is always lumped in even though it hasn't been in December since 1999 and won't be again until 2030. Even lumping these holidays together is just an attempt to create Christmases in other markets, effectively colonizing other people's holidays, to make other holidays merely extensions of Christmas in all but name. Though the more modern approach is to pretend that a holiday with the word Christ in the fucking name, celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ from the Bible, can be secularized. Oh, you don't gotta be a Christian, you celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. It's just the normal thing to do. It's normal to celebrate Christian holidays because Christians are normal. You're the other. You're weird and different. Halloween is of course equally commercialized, though not as successfully as Christmas because a quarter of all retail sales occur during the holiday shopping season. Halloween, though, better suited to this type of commercialization. Halloween, unlike Christmas, isn't a religious holiday. What's that sound? Why, it's the comments section lighting up. I am aware that Halloween is the eve of All Saints' Day, which is a Christian holiday. You're very smart for knowing that, but it has zilch to do with how the holiday is practiced today. Unlike Christmas, Halloween actually is for everyone. The holiday doesn't have a religious message, or any kind of message really, except that skeletons look cool. It isn't trying to sell you an ideology, it's in fact kind of resistant to that sort of recuperation, because Halloween is all about subversion. It's the only time of year where you can hang bits of plastic designed to look like bloody chunks of human corpses, and everybody looks at that and thinks, oh, it's a nice thing to do for the neighborhood children. This subversion goes even deeper though, because think about like costumes. You're expressing yourself and your individuality by being something other than yourself. There's a subversion of typical good taste. Rather than everything trying to be elegant and sleek, you were encouraged to make things tacky and kitschy and garish, because if it only has to be for a little while, that's kind of fun. For one night, the streets belong to children rather than adults, and they roam from house to house, making demands of strangers who must obey and provide them with a little gift of candy lest they be egged. A complete inversion of typical manners that everybody agrees to participate in, except for the egg part, not out of some holy duty, but just because it's fun. We like to do fun things and to make things fun for other people in the community. Unlike most holidays, Halloween is something you celebrate with strangers. It's about coming together to create a shared atmosphere. Sure, the world seems scary right now, but look, everybody's smiling and having fun. So doesn't that make it all seem a little less so? Like maybe all of the things that scare you are a little less scary when you're part of a community. As I get older, Christmas is less of a thing I like and more of something that is expected of me. It's a series of chores and obligations, the only upside of which is that I spend a little more time with my family, which I could have done anyway if I just got a little time off work. Nothing about it is all that appealing, really. I find the Christmas aesthetic anodyne and cloying. Christmas is not a celebration of subversion, but rather a celebration of things we're already meant to like: family, friends, food, good cheer, peace on earth, goodwill to man. But most importantly, consumer goods. Remember to buy more stuff. Buy stuff for everyone you care about, or you don't love them enough. Make sure to buy more little baubles to hang on your tree. Also, buy a tree. Also, light it up with a bunch of lights. Also, cover your house in a bunch of bullshit. All the neighbors are doing it. It's not enough that I observe all these traditions. I also have to do it with the right spirit. I have to enjoy it in the prescribed way. I must enjoy it, otherwise I'm a miserly old Scrooge, a Grinch. Also, each year they add new, annoying traditions that all conspicuously involve you buying something. You either participate in these new traditions, or you're the asshole ruining everybody else's fun. So get your Squid Game ugly Christmas sweater so you're warm and toasty as you watch Die Hard in 4K and drink pumpkin spice eggnog or whatever. If you don't, the elf on the shelf will know. He'll narc on you. Halloween does not insist upon your participation. If you dislike Halloween, that's fine. Some people do something else. It doesn't matter. It's just for fun. People act like the commercialization of Christmas is this crass thing, something which stands in opposition to the values of the holiday. I don't think that's true. I think the commercialization of Christmas is entirely in line with its values. Christmas is a celebration of the status quo. Rejoice all, because the guy who made the rules you must follow was born. But rejoice on this arbitrary day that isn't actually the day that he was born, because we decided that that's the day that represents it, because we wanted to get rid of a more fun holiday that people were already celebrating. Do as we say, feel as we say, and be kind to one another, because that's what you are told to do. A fat man is watching your behavior, making sure it conforms to our rigorous ethical standards, and if you fall out of line, he will punish you. But it's fine, it's all fine, because it's benevolent. It's benevolent control. Submit to surveillance culture. The elf on the shelf is watching you. It's not a coincidence that this holiday lends itself so perfectly to commercialization. It is the perfect product, one which you are made to consume again and again each year, and told precisely how to consume it, and how you felt about consuming it. This day is a special thing, and if you don't like it, then you don't have good values and you probably hate your family. Whereas Halloween is like, hey, have fun, decorate your house, dress up, or don't, who cares? Eat candy. You can look like a Dracula or a sexy bumblebee. There's no rules tonight. The normal social order is obliterated. How could it not be? Nothing means anything. Everyone has hung artificial spider webs on their houses to demonstrate their effort to give the distinct impression of negligence. The iconography of death becomes synonymous with childhood innocence. Everyone is urged to express themselves by pretending to be someone else. Good is evil, scary is friendly, violence is whimsy. All semiotics on planet Earth have flipped. Meaning can no longer be assigned from above. It must be negotiated by all parties. You are free. You are finally free. And this is of course reminiscent of the Carnival-esque as envisioned by philosopher Mikhail Bakhtin, a literary mode which models itself after the emergent phenomenon of carnival throughout the world. The carnival sense of the world is typified by familiar and free interaction between people, bringing together the unlikeliest of people and encouraging their interaction and free expression of themselves in unity. Kind of like how you go to everybody's house, all the houses of people that you don't typically go to their house because they're strangers, and you meet them all and you admire all of the little decorations they put up and they admire your little costume. Kind of like that. Eccentric behavior, unacceptable behavior is welcomed and accepted in Carnival, and one's natural behavior can be revealed without consequences. Dress up in silly clothes and eat shitloads of candy. Demand treats from people. There's a reason Halloween parties are fun and Christmas parties are not. Carnivalistic mesalliance. The familiar and free format of Carnival allows everything that may normally be separated to reunite. Heaven and hell, the young and the old, etc. Like the same way that a rotting skeleton or corpse-eating ghoul can be synonymous with harmless fun for one night. Profanation. In Carnival, the strict rules of piety and respect for official notions of the sacred are stripped of their power. Blasphemy, obscenity, debasings, bringing down to earth. Celebration rather than condemnation of the earthly and body-based. Everybody's fucking tonight and eating candy because it's Halloween, baby. It's a complete inversion of all authority and received wisdom, a celebration of everything we are meant to be against. I mean, come on, Halloween maps 1-to-1 on this liberatory conception of Carnival, I assume. Not being at all familiar with the subject or Butkin's body of work at all, and just kind of Googling Carnival, inversion of social order and parroting the first Wikipedia article I found. But I sounded smart when I did it, didn't I? You can just sound smart and not know what you're talking about at all. I had to Google how to pronounce mesalliance.
Mesalliance.
For all of the bluster of this video, let's get one thing perfectly straight. I just like Halloween better than Christmas. If you agreed with the shit I said, so do you probably. And if you prefer Christmas, okay. That's also valid. But I'm an anxious person by nature. I'm afraid a lot. I'm drawn to dark, scary thoughts compulsively. I fixate on the macabre. And Halloween is the only night when the whole world seems to agree with the way I see things all of the time. That dark and spooky things are fun, the tackier the better. That we all come together to make the world a better place for one another, not because we have to, because it sounds like a good time, and we need a good time. Because we're all scared. It's a holiday for the people, by the people, where we decide how to enjoy ourselves, rather than letting the marketing department at Coca-Cola decide for us. This election season, vote for Halloween. Halloween, a spookier tomorrow.
I'm Halloween and I approve this message.
There's nothing to be afraid of out there except the eyeballs. But I'm not this week though, because I moved. You might have noticed things look different here. This isn't how it's gonna look permanently. I'm gonna do it better than this. Eventually, I need more things to do that. But I didn't have time to line up a victim for the eyeball zone this week. I will do 2 next week, as is the pact I have made with the Dark Lord. So just fucking, like and subscribe, please.